Shanti brothers and sisters. We had a really interesting chit chat just now, so thank you to those of you that are here live, but also a very warm welcome to all of you joining us now through the video recording or the audio. We hope you're very well. I'm going to hand over to Ranjanben to read a Murli, and then we'll have some chit chat afterwards.
Om Shanti. Good morning to all. This is Avyakt Bhaktada, and the date is 26th January 1970. 26/01/1970. And it's to experience yourself to have come as a guest, just as Bap Dada comes and goes. Bap Dada is sitting here and you are also sitting here. But what is the difference between Bap Dada and you? Previously, Baba also used to sit here in Sakar form. But what do you feel when he sits here now? Just as Baba used to feel that he had taken the corporeal body on loan to come here, do you have the same experience? Now Baba comes as a guest. In fact, all of you also consider yourselves to be guests. But there is a difference between Baba considering himself to be a guest and you considering yourself one. A guest is someone who comes and goes. He comes now in order to go back. That was the experience through the yoga of the intellect. And now this is the practical experience. You have to experience in the same way as Baba did, how to enter another body and perform actions. Day by day, the stage of your children will become more and more like that of the father. You will also feel as though you have truly taken the body on loan, that you are guests just in order to perform actions. Unless you consider yourselves to be guests, you cannot have the stage of being detached. What is the speciality of those who stay in a stage of detachment for a long time? Through their words and activity, others will have the experience of the stage of being beyond. The higher the stage becomes, the more you will experience being beyond. Whilst being in a body, you have to reach the stage of being beyond. You should experience the bodiless one, the soul, being separated from the body. That is called the complete stage of the pilgrimage of remembrance or the practical result of yoga. Whilst speaking, the stage of detachment should pull you. Whilst listening to anything, it should be as though you are not hearing it. others should also have this feeling. Such a stage is called the Karmatit stage. Karmatit means to be free from the bondage of the body also. You will be performing actions, but not be creating any karmic account through those actions. It is as though you are detached and there will not be any attachment. The one who is performing actions is separate from the action itself. Day by day, you will continue to have such an experience. There is no need to use your intellect a lot when you have reached this stage. As soon as you have a thought, only that which has to happen takes place. Everyone has to reach this stage. The Baba says, the gathering of the angels in the subtle regions is very close. Before going to the incorporeal world, you will have to go via the subtle region. Everyone has to meet there, and then you will go to your home and then to your own kingdom. Just as there was a gathering in the corporeal world, so in the same way, the gathering will take place in the subtle region. That gathering of the angels is very close. You used to relate stories of how the angels used to meet together, how the spirits used to converse with the spirits. You will have the same experience. You will have the practical experience of the stories that are related. You are now waiting in anticipation for the days of that gathering. At present, you are instruments for service. There is the experience that you are sitting in the avyak stage whilst the mind and body have forgotten everything in the corporeal world. Acha, Om Shanti. It's a short one, but it has everything. Shailen had asked me to choose something that the entire week Baba mentioned, and Baba has mentioned about the yoga, yesterday it was about yad yoga to connect. And then Karmatit, this month's Avyak points are about Karmatit, and today was being detached. And Baba also mentioned about the stage and status today. So this is a bit short, but that drill Baba says, how to go and come. So it was short, but it has everything in it. So
because it's short, should we hear it again one more time?
okay, yeah. I thought then that will give more time to discuss. And there were some more nice movies I chose, but they are quite long.
No, another week. But this one we can hear again.
So we can have it again, yeah.
And we can break down the concept.
We have other movies some of the time. Just if anybody has anything particular request, we can do that. So this is the Murli of 26th January 1970. Experience yourself to have come as a guest, just as Bap Dada comes and goes.
As we hear it again, let's take it like a meditation commentary. Just have Baba in front of you. And then as you're hearing the concepts, feel that.
Bap Dada is sitting here and you are also sitting here. But what is the difference between Bap Dada and you? Previously, Baba also used to sit here in Sakar form. But what do you feel when he sits here now? Just as Baba used to feel that he had taken the corporeal body on a loan to come here, do you have the same experience? Now Baba comes as a guest. In fact, all of you also consider yourselves to be guests. But there is a difference between Baba considering himself to be a guest and you considering yourself one. A guest is someone who comes and goes. He comes now in order to go back. That was the experience through the yoga of the intellect. And now this is a practical experience.
So what Baba is saying is that when Brahma Baba was in his physical body, he was practicing that experience of being the guest. And that was through the yoga of his intellect. But now Brahma Baba is an angel. And so what Baba is outlining to us, and it was in this morning's Murli, Ranjanben's right this week, we've been having a lot of Murlis on this topic of yoga, where Baba was saying you've got to be in that stage. It was in the Bhog message too, that you've got to be beyond. And what it means to be beyond, Upram, is to feel that the subtle region and the soul world are your normal residence, your permanent address, and that you're coming into this world as a guest. But what Baba is saying, for most of us, we feel that we are human beings down here, and we occasionally go up. And then we practice feeling we're a guest, but we don't feel we're a guest in the sense that we live somewhere else. We feel maybe we're a guest in the sense that we are a traveler passing through. So Brahma Baba had this practice that he must feel he's a resident of the subtle region while he was in the body. And so the yoga power has this capability to give us the feeling of that level of detachment, where I don't feel being in this body with these relations, playing these roles, is my normality. But I feel that being in the subtle region is more normal. And then, of course, once Brahma Baba had become an angel, then he really is a guest, because it's not even his body anymore. So maybe we've got to practice sitting in soul consciousness, imagining that we don't even really have a body to go to. And so maybe we could practice that drill today.
And this is also the Murli. Baba became Avyakta on 18th January 1969, and this is the Murli of 26th January 1970. So it's just 1 week over 1 year, 1 year and 1 week. And so Baba also would like us to practice and become angels, because we are going to go and become Bapsman, practice that. That's why Baba is asking us to practice, because Baba says at the end, we will experience whatever Dadi is and in the beginning experience. And we have heard quite a few Murlis like that before. So. So Baba says, now Baba comes as a guest. In fact, all of you also consider yourselves to be guests. But there is a difference between Baba considering himself to be a guest and you considering yourself one. A guest is someone who comes and goes. He comes now in order to go back. That was the experience through the yoga of the intellect. And now this is the practical experience. You have to experience in the same way as Baba did. How to enter another body and perform actions. So Brahma Baba Bap Dada, they perform actions through Dadi Gulzar's vehicle. That's what Baba means. But Baba means for us in this body, in our body, but it's not my body. I come as a guest in this old body, perform action and then practice being beyond with Baba. So you have to experience in the same way as Baba did, how to enter another body and perform actions. Day by day, the stage of your children will become more and more like that of the Father. You will also feel as though you have truly taken the body on loan, that you are guests just in order to perform actions. Unless you consider yourselves to be guests, you cannot have the stage of being detached. What is the speciality of those who stay in a stage of detachment for a long time? Through their words and activity, others will have the experience of the stage of being beyond. The higher the stage becomes, the more you will experience being beyond. Whilst being in a body, you have to reach the stage of being beyond. You should experience the bodiless one, the soul, being separate from the body. That is called the complete stage of the pilgrimage of remembrance, or the practical result of yoga. Whilst speaking, the stage of detachment should pull you. Whilst listening to anything, it should be as though you are not hearing it. Others should also have the feeling. Others should also have this feeling. Such a stage is called the karmatit stage. Karmatit means to be free from the bondage of the body also.
So, big test for us is when we're speaking, when we are involved in conversation. At that point, can we feel that we are a guest? Because it's a very high level of detachment that Baba is speaking to us about. Quite often when we're just sitting on our own, we can feel that detachment. But can we do it when we're enjoying conversations? When we are enjoying some other activity? At that point, can we feel separate as a guest? Or are we just enjoying the action and the scene so much that at that point we're in the body? And then we've got to go out of the body and feel that detachment afterwards.
Baba says, day by day, you will continue to have such an experience. There is no need to use your intellect a lot when you have reached this stage. As soon as you have a thought, only that which has to happen takes place. Everyone has to reach this stage. I think after you spoke, so I'll read from Karmatit again because I think I missed one or two couple of lines. Karmatit means to be free from the bondage of the body also. You would be performing actions, but not be creating any karmic account through those actions. It is as though you are detached and there will not be any attachment. The one who is performing actions is separate from the action itself. Day by day, you will continue to have such an experience. There is no need to use your intellect a lot when you have reached this stage. As soon as you have a thought, only that which has to happen takes place. Everyone has to reach this stage. Baba says the gathering of the angels in the subtle regions is very close. Before going to the incorporeal world, you will have to go via the subtle region. Everyone has to meet there. And then you will go to your home and then to your own kingdom. So Baba is teaching us five types of exercise. So it's now, but at the end we will practically experience this. Just as there was a gathering in the corporeal world, so in the same way, the gathering will take place in the subtle region. That gathering of the angels is very close. You used to relate stories of how the angels used to meet together, how the spirits used to converse with the spirits. You will have the same experience. You will have the practical experience of the stories that are related. You are now waiting in anticipation for the days of that gathering. At present, you are instruments for service. There is the experience that you are sitting in the avyak stage whilst the mind and body have forgotten everything in the corporeal world. Acha, Om Shanti.
A good Murli choice for us, underlining the themes of this week. And let me hand over to brothers and sisters who are here with us live. If anyone, I think it's only sisters actually, but if any of you would like to share anything. No, people are still digesting. Ranjanben, would you like to share a few thoughts on that, Mark?
Yeah, well, this last Thursday, 2 days ago, the Bhog message mentioned even scientists and Baba. Baba said that now don't waste your time in little things because scientists are working very hard and they want to give so much happiness and they want to transform and bring heaven on this earth, to transform this world of sorrow. And they are doing so much and yet they are baffled why they can't get the success. And so Baba said that now give them that
The silence.
with your silence power and introspection, the powers and attainments from Baba or from all these years we have attained and accumulated and accumulate. Don't waste your time in little things, and help them. They need your support. And so that I keep in mind whenever any other thoughts come or little things bother me, still pull me. And so I focus mind and intellect, like Baba said, because we are going through stages of yoga. At the present time, intellect we have to use, like Baba was saying, while performing actions, have attention that is the soul, Karan Karan, who is doing through these senses. And to be a self-sovereign, for sit on your seat of self-respect. We went through those Murlis last couple of weeks ago. And first, and then, get these senses under your control, and obey and cooperate with you. And also mind, intellect, and sanskars. Use your sangam, this confluence agent, pure sanskars, not the old ones. And then be detached. And this is how the soul and the body will become detached, like Baba said today. So that practice will bring us to this practice that Baba would like us to, because a lot of daddies used to say that sometimes they think, oh, I'll tell this to Baba, even other senior sisters who used to go to Madhuban, I will solve it. But as soon as they went in front, and we have also, I'm sure some of you also has experience when you go to daddies, in 1 second you just, so they used to say that you just don't want to speak when you went, you want to be abhyakti, and then in 1 second Baba knows what you want, and then Baba will solve that. But that practice for us also, Baba said in the Bhog message that the sorrow will increase. And yesterday was the blessing, wasn't it, that they will come in a beggar form. They'll be so thirsty that only your whatever you accumulated, you'll be able to help them. And also to give a gift to Brahma Baba. All Baba wants us for us to become angels, not to have any punishment, and have a high status. Today Baba talked about the high status. Who will be in high status will be in a rosary of victory. So practice on that. So this Murli, Baba has given us insight how angels will go, but our stage, like how Baba, and this simple exercise, keeping Baba in front. So that's what I would practice, because do it like Baba said, make a timetable and practice. So, and different stages of yoga. Yeah, we get lots of commentaries, lots of Murlis about that.
Does anyone want to come in?
Shanti. In this Murli, I don't think I heard this before. Baba gives you a practical way of how to see yourself as a traveler, as a guest in this world. Generally, you wouldn't be able to figure it out as much, but the way he stated it in this Murli is really, really good. It's so easy to follow. And I like that about this Murli a lot. Om Shanti.
I agree. And
yeah, it's a short Murli, but it's packed with lot of everything. It's a short one, but it's a beautiful Murli from the day you take your introduction, know about the soul and 3 worlds and everything, and until you become an angel. Everything is in that short, and that's what I felt.
Sometimes having it short also
Sweet.
helps us because it's very focused. And we can also feel, even we're reading it now, I'm sure you also all felt how it's Babdada coming from the subtle region. So when you've got these souls in that stage, speaking about this concept of the guest, speaking about this concept of detachment, it feels different. When we just speak to each other about these concepts, we are bodily beings down here. So it's not as powerful. But what Shiv Baba is saying is that Brahma Baba was practicing this when he was in the body. And like Ranjanben reminded us, that so many daddies and other brothers and sisters, they shared that you would go in front of Brahma Baba and you felt his angelic state. So I think, as you say, it's now very clear what Baba wants for us. He wants us to shift our consciousness, really, and it gives us a different feeling and understanding of being the Lord of the three worlds, doesn't it, as well? That what does it mean to be Trilokina? We've got to feel that the soul world and the subtle region is our home, is our real place. And this is a game down here. So, yeah, I think it was very effective.
Yeah, sorry, I come. And it's not only that today Baba said, oh, the entire world, everybody is Baba's children, but you are sitting in front of me and they are not. And so Baba said, we need to serve them also. But now I feel that our stage should be such that we can serve them, but at the same time, we have to keep ourselves protected by Baba's at this stage and being with Baba like that, and our angelic stage. And we will be able to serve them and benefit them also. So today's Sakar Murli also was somewhat like that. If you read it again, all these things were in there. That how, who would come first, become angels.
Also, that we're in front of Baba. That as far as Baba is concerned, we're in front of him in the subtle region, and we can sometimes forget that.
Brother Shailen, I want to talk about something that I I don't know. I'm thinking right now. I want to say this. In my lifetime, I have seen my angels, and when the angels come to you, they cannot touch you. They are not able to touch you. There was a time in my life when I was having a lot of problems, and I saw this young girl enter a doorway, and I knew that she entered the doorway because a ray of light came into the house, and I was at the top of this stairs, and she kept walking up the stairs. She had a smile on her face. She had a pink ribbon around her waist, and in her hands she was carrying a bunch of tulips. And as she came close to me at the top of the stairs, she put the flowers towards me, but then she could not give it to me. And then she disappeared. So that flower, the tulip, became very significant in my life because there was a time too when I was in the hospital and the nurses put the bars up around my bed and they were asking me, can you see? So I know that they thought I was really, maybe I was going to die. But at that point in time, I felt as if I was traveling, like I was in a plane and it's just my body. It's like my body was moving and I was going up this beautiful grassy hill. It was like early morning. There was a mist that was, uh, I could see a mist, but as I was, my presence was approaching up on this hill. At the top of this hill, there were the most beautiful tulips in all different colors. And, like these dreams seem so real that I feel that that flower is such a significant flower. And I don't know how it relates with Baba and with the Murlis and all of that, but the tulip is a very significant flower There was another time I saw this angel. I was on this place, which was, there was a deep valley, and I was at the top. I was also beautiful green grass, and I was going in one direction, and she was traveling in the other direction. And I looked at her. She had a long flowing dress with beautiful fine flowers on it. And as she was, I was going forward, she was traveling in the opposite direction. But when she passed me, I saw these beautiful wings. And I said, oh my goodness, it's a dream I'll never forget. So I feel I've met my angels, but of what significance is that in my life? They came to me at times when I had, I was really down. So there's so much that, that is incognito. Baba, does not let us know everything. I came to Baba only through my sisters after I retired. And now I can spend so much time reading the Murli, studying the Murli, and things like that. My father always believed in Shiv Baba, but he worshipped Shiv Baba in in the path of religion. And now that I've come to know Shiv Baba as he really is, and understanding and knowing the knowledge, and I'm getting older and I'm coming closer to my home, I'm more and more accepting, what Baba has to tell me, because I know one day I'm going to have to meet him, you know? So I just wanted to share a little bit about my own experience. Um, and I just on impulse, I wanted to say this. Om Shanti.
Shanti, so thank you for sharing that. In these last few weeks, we've had a couple of Bhog messages, and then we also did a Saturday Morally on this whole theme of serving through yoga. And Baba has been speaking to us about sending our angelic form or our deity form to devotees to help them, to sorrowful souls, to help them. And the Murli, I'm not sure if you were there that week, it would be a few weeks ago, one of the Saturdays, and we read the Murli on how the closer we come to our karmatic stage, the subtle body becomes like a vehicle that can travel. So today's Murli is the practice to help us get towards the karmatic stage. And the more that we do that, then the angel that's latent inside of the soul and the deity that's latent inside of the soul continues to emerge. When Shri Baba talks about Brahma Baba, or when we met the senior daddies, we could feel their angelic form. And that's because they've managed to manifest what's inside of the soul. They've cleaned the soul, and they've also practiced their yoga so that they've got this detachment. And what Baba is now saying is that what you just shared illustrated what it's like for a devotee, that they really benefit when this angelic form visits them. And our angelic form is not like my angelic form is not the form of Shailen. Like, it's a different form. So like you described, it's a different form. But we just have to connect with the seed and then have that feeling that this angelic form should go and help souls that need it. And what Baba is saying to us on Thursday was that the more that you hold your stage beyond, elevated, and free from involvement in small things, wasteful thoughts, ordinary thoughts, then you're going to be able to convey those attainments to others. I thought yesterday's blessing was very, very clear on that you fulfill yourself and then others can receive. And then today's blessing will have this really interesting concept of the immortal self. And this karmathi stage, this stage of the guest, is this stage of immortality. So the more that we are shedding the mortal consciousness, and we are stabilizing in immortality, then that stage of permanence also transmits this sort of angelic vibration. So then that soul, the souls of the world, they will just naturally, subconsciously, as you described, receive these experiences. So maybe for many Brahmins, they were wondering, well, what does Baba mean? So you sharing this gives us that insight into the other side of how a soul would benefit from service. Thanks for sharing.
Okay. No, I just said if somebody wants that through the vehicle, that is the date of 11th February 1971.
That's helpful. So that Murli that we had revised that Saturday, Ranjanben's reminding us it's the 11th of February 1971, 11th February 1971. Any final thoughts? Otherwise, we'll stop for now. Okay. So thank you very much, particularly those of you that have joined us live. We really do enjoy meeting you, and it energizes us and stimulates us with your thoughts and questions and experiences. And also warm greetings to all of you who join us later on through the video and through the audio. Good wishes and warm feelings of yoga are with you as well. And we hope you all have a great week. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.